I have the lot to talk about. So I got on this kick for the 135 millimeter focal length. I think the 100 millimeter is fine for me. I got the Plena. I got the Zeiss 135 millimeter f2, but it's manual focus lens. Why not try it out? So instead of using the mirrorless Z systems for Nikon, I used the D610. So we're going to see some photos with this. Then I was comparing it to the 85 millimeter. And then I decided to try it with the 55 millimeter Zeiss macro. And I started using a couple of different lenses. So let's look at these pictures. And you tell me, it's still a good camera. 24 megapixels. What I like about it is you take it off of live view, you just look it through the optical viewfinder and just click away. It'll show the photo, but if you start pressing for the next photo or, to focus on the next one, everything is fantastic. It just automatically takes the next picture. So anyway, I had a great fun with it. And then I got a story at the end for the next video of what really shocked me. So let's go to new scene. Here I am. I'm going to click on this. You can see the settings I have. So anyway, looking at this, okay. If I look at there, see that's what you're seeing. I'm just looking on the screen in front of me. So I don't look, what is he looking at? Well, that's why I put this over here on that side. And if I move this, yeah, that looks almost there. I'll just do it like that. There, now I see a complete circle. Anyway, click back on here. What I'm looking at is the 135 millimeter at f2. Okay. This is manual focus. It's not an autofocus lens. So you'll see some things not as sharp. But just going through this real quick. You can see I tried different things. That's 135. I had the 105 millimeter also. Okay. This is an f2.8. And this is the macro. Okay. So, like I did before yesterday, 135 compared to the 100 millimeter. Do you really need it? So there's 135. Now it's the 105. And you see, I try to get it focused and I couldn't. So it's not the best, but I decided to take it outside. And this, I also tried the 16 millimeter macro. Okay. I have that lens too, 2.8. So I took it outside. So those three lenses I was dealing with, the 135, 105, the 16 millimeter. I don't think I used the Zeiss 55 millimeter, but anyway, this right here, and I got to put on my glasses, has a 60 millimeter. So you see, it's good, capable macro, but on the flowers, on any lens, I just kept missing. On wood, no problem. Look at how close I can get on the bark. But when it came to high contrast shiny things. It was just having a hard time focusing. So I would have to focus something like on the green and then move it to the right. But eventually, by doing that, I can get a closer shot with the 60 millimeter. Look at that. That's beautiful. But then it's a hit and miss depending on what's in front of it or not. But the only thing I will say is that's supposed to be kind of like a violet, a blue. It's white. So the color shift is a little bit off. Went back inside, tried a different lens. This is the 105 again, trying to compare it. So you see me going back and forth with the macro. And these are pretty good shots. Okay, what I'm looking at is I'm making sure that this thing is changing. Yeah. Okay. I have to look at the time. But you see, it's kind of like a hit and miss, especially when the wind is blowing. But I could get some pretty good shots. I got a better sharpness out of the leaf than I did with the flower. Yellow did better than white or blue for sharpness. See, that's kind of like a violet. But the images are sharp. They're clear. And I think, what was I doing? Oh, it was taking 2 shots at a time. I was holding the shutter speed or shutter release button down too long, and I was getting 2 shots. Sorry about that. And as you can see, 105 is pretty good. Trying to get closer. There's macro. But I just kept missing, okay? So I'm looking at the distance to see how close I can get with one of the lenses on the macro. And if you're looking at this is still the 105, trying to get closer. It's just still kind of blurry, okay? But those are pretty close shots. And then I started doing the lenses. Now, this is 105 still going around. I was trying for that light bulb and I saw a blue jay. And he's the one that makes the noise in the backyard all the time. So I try to crop in. With the 24 megapixel camera, you can't really crop in, okay? You have to get it right on a shot. You have to get a longer lens. I have the 150 to 600, but I haven't used that for a while. And it's in the afternoon, it's hot. I just want to do a test. I wanted to do the macro testing between the lenses. And then I started getting into how sharp can it be. So this last one was on the Blue Jay and then the light bulb when the Blue Jay left. But you see, that's even sharp. And that's a lot closer. So when you can look at the glass and you can see the limb or the branch behind it, it's a sharp picture, okay? Any closer, you do pixel peeping, but that's even sharp right there. So you know what I'm focusing. Now, I want you to look at this picture. On the left is the one I was focusing on. In the B is the lens just a little bit farther, but it looks sharper. But look at the leaf behind it. It's almost crystal clear. And I thought that was amazing. So let's go to the next one. Now I'm focusing on that one lens instead of the one on the left, one in the center. And if you look at it, all right, I'm pixel peeping right there. I'll leave it right there. All right. So you can see it's not as clear. Oh, wrong one. As that one right there, which I wasn't even focusing on. See, on this one right here. And I'm pixel peeping here too. But I just wanted to show that out to you. I think I was playing with a different, um, landscape, um, vivid, neutral. Even if we go here, see it, you really can't crop in. The leaves look sharp, but the flowers look a little blurry. And that's the problem I was having with these lenses. And I think that's why most people have gone to mirrorless, is because they can get a sharper image out of the mirrorless than they can with uh, the DSLRs. But if you got the right lens with the right reach, you can get fantastic picture also. I was just using smaller focal length lenses. Anyway, getting back to this, I'm still at the 105. Now I've gone to the 85 millimeter, okay? Picture still looks sharp. And this is the 1.4. And I think I had this at F5, so I had it in program mode. But there's the bird nest, which no one has used. And see, I'm pixel peeping right here. But you probably can't see it through YouTube, so I can get away with some stuff. But even with that lens, trying to get the flower sharp, one on the left looks sharper because you can see the inside of it. But if it's completely white, it just couldn't focus. I started doing with the black and white, and then went back to color. So you can see the bright leaves in black and white, and they're kind of like a bright green compared to a dark green. And I'm doing all the different landscape, vivid. This one right here is, what is it? Okay. Let me go right here, and I'll tell you. Okay. Monochrome. So sharpness is hard. I think this is auto, normal, normal, right? So standard, okay, added in hard, normal, that's on the sharpness. I don't know how I got the hard, but it looked good, right? Normal. So that's standard, that's landscape. This is portrait. Portrait again, landscape. So I see landscape looks a little bit darker And that's what I was comparing. It was too bright, too contrasty. Well, I should say more noise. Okay. I don't like it. I like a darker image. So landscape I was looking at, and this is standard again. So landscape, standard, but this is hard. I don't know what hard is. If you can write in the comments below what that is. I'm dealing with the DSLR that I have no idea of. And this is hard again. Hard. I but the picture's looking good, okay? So this is all standard. A5. And I'm dealing with the program mode right now. So the F number is changing, as you can see. 85. So I'm letting the camera decide what to do. And that's the last picture. So you see, I think I'll end it on there. What do you think? I mean, it's not bad. Um, the story that I'm going to tell you is, well, if it looks good on a 610, how would it look on a crop sensor DSLR? And I got the Nikon D500. So you know what the next video is about. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you like your DSLR still? Have you changed over to mirrorless? What camera do you use? I took some pictures with the DF and I said, no, I want to match the same megapixels. So I used the D500 and I'm sorry, the D610. And I did these shots with the different lenses, the 105, 85, 135. I didn't use that much because it was manual focus. I started thinking about uh, I wanted to do macro, okay, and that, and that's why my thought process was going through was like comparing the 135 and 100. Then I got sidetracked to macro, and then the 85 can't do macro, but I was now comparing the 85 to the 100 like I did yesterday. And then I wanted to go to the 60 millimeter, which I did. So I did compare the 60 to the 105. I thought the 105 did much better. And then, but I got some good shots on the 60 also. The problem is when you get to a high contrast color like a flower, you just have to back up and you really can't get close to that macro like you can on the Z system or on some of the new mirrorless system cameras. That's just my opinion. I just wanted to show these pictures off that, hey, your DSLR isn't bad. Okay, it's still great. I didn't do any movie files or anything with this, but I did do it with the D500. And I'm used to the DF because I'm shooting with that all the time. It doesn't have any video capabilities. So I wasn't, and I'm a video guy. So I wasn't comparing the video. I was comparing the lenses on photographs between the 135 to 100, 100 to 85, then the macro, the 105 to 60. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.